So we got an action-packed day on the Blue and Orange Brunch Show. Josh Hart, he exposed some key information as to why the Knicks are having the success they've been having in recent games. We get an old G League veteran who returns to the G League team in a shocking twist. We'll also talk about one of our backup point guards last season returns, but not to the Knicks, to one of the ops. We'll also talk about what Jalen Brunson had to say about Jose Alvarado as those two prepare to be a dynamic duo at the point guard spot for these New York Knicks. And we'll also talk about the second half run and the Knicks defense. Yes, more about these Knicks defense. We're going to talk about this and more on this morning's or this afternoon's version of the Blue and Orange Brunch. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes, man. Tell a friend that we live, man. Welcome to the show, man. Good afternoon. Hopefully you guys had a great holiday weekend as it's back to the grind of work. And man, big time salute to everybody in the building. I see Maxine, the super producer, in there early. You guys know the drill. All right. Smash the like button. Okay. Also, subscribe because we noticed that a lot of our watchers, I'm going to give you the exact number, 58.8% of you guys are not subscribed. So all you got to do is subscribe so we can close the gap and we can get closer to our goal, which is 10,000 subscribers. All right. Now, we did do a 24-hour show, the first ever in the community. It still hasn't posted yet. YouTube, we got to do a better job. Okay. People are waiting for this, the replay or the ability to watch the stream. It's taking forever. I've never seen a video take this long. Now, granted, I never did a 24-hour video, but I felt like if I would have downloaded the whole file and re-uploaded it, it would have been back on. So we're still waiting. I checked it. It's there. It's loading. As you can see, we don't have any real stream issues when we go live. So it's nothing on our side. It's everything on their side. We also got a big time debate. It's going down this Wednesday. The Knicks War Room, okay? We're going to be debating the Detroit Pistons. Detroit Hayden #7 has taken the challenge for the Detroit. And they will be on the panel. He's going to have some people call up. And I'm going to take all of them on. And you guys will be able to call up as well. So make sure you guys are in the building. That is this Wednesday, tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. It's going down, okay? And, of course, we have Blue and Orange brunch shows every afternoon at 12 at noon. So it's going down. Be on the lookout for that as well. All you got to do is check out the live section of the channel. That's where all the information lies. Let me see. Anything else? Well, I think that's all for now. I'm going to jump right into the show without further ado. So one of the things I always do on this channel is I put everything on research mode. Let's close out this window. And so that way we can see exactly what we're talking about. I guess we'll start with the news that we got later in the day yesterday. Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now, this team, I don't think they can beat us, but to the rest of the East, more in particular, the Detroit Pistons, I think that they definitely need to be on the lookout, for this team. So, bam, Knicks reunite with veteran forward. No, hold on. That's the wrong one. Hold on. 2 seconds. That's not where I want to start. I'm going to get to that next. But I want to start with this one. Hold on. Definitely going to get to that next. This is where I want to start. All right. So, brief Knicks guard has signed with a direct conference rival to continue his career. Campaign is back. Okay, Campaign is back. And this time he returns to go play with the Philadelphia 76ers. Big time salute to Campaign. He was one of my favorite guys I like to watch. I thought that he brought a lot of stability to us at the point guard spot. He does a little bit of what Alvarado does, though I would say Alvarado is probably the better of the two. But he does have that playoff experience. And yeah, man, he decided to go back to the 76ers, man. Now, you know, we didn't really use him under Coach Tibbs as much as I felt we should have. It took a while before Coach Tibbs, you know, could consider, you know, running with him as the backup guard, giving them the minutes and time. And then once he got the consistent minutes, he was a fixture in the rotation. But in the playoffs, his numbers dropped. And, you know, Tibbs rolled the starters pretty heavily. I'm not really opposed to it in the postseason, you know, but this guy right here, he did some good things for us. You know, like I said, I don't think he's Jose Alvarado, but he's a solid addition. And, you know, the 76ers, they have a lot of, you see where my mind is, right? I've been studying Detroit for the last 4 days, but, you know, Philadelphia is a team that I really think can give some teams trouble in the postseason. More in particular, the Detroit Pistons. I think that they don't want to see the Detroit Pistons. They don't want to see them in the first round or second round, depending on how the way the playoffs go. But a veteran team like this, picking up Campaign is exactly what they need. This is a team that had a lot of injuries. He's been with Philadelphia. You know, it's a shame to see him go back to Philadelphia, but I understand, you know, you got to get to the bag, man. And, you know, he's someone who hadn't been playing. He didn't play in the NBA, but so he's been held out for several outings over the past couple of weeks. And this was in Europe. He played in Euro hoops. Okay. Now, in the last 10 games, well, in 10 games he played in Europe, he posted an average of 12.4 points, 3.9 assists, and 2.3 rebounds. I don't know if that's good or bad. I know that in Europe, the numbers would be a little lower because they play more team basketball than individualistic style that we play in the U.S. So I can't tell you if this is good or bad. He also dropped 10.8 for another club while he was out there. All right. And then, but check this out. He played for those teams. He had 5 appearances with this guy, with this team, Admiral Bet, before taking part in one of the largest buyout agreements in Serbian team history. Okay. And he received $1.75 million to go. Now, I think that is because while he was there, of course, he's waiting for the call, because I don't think no one wants to be overseas, especially if you can still play. I think you would rather play in America. And I remember they wrote a story on Campaign. And the story was basically, you know, him and his struggles having to go overseas and vowing to never go back. This is why I keep telling y'all there's no such thing as loyalty in basketball. And big time salute to the players. You know what I'm saying? Big time salute to Campaign. He didn't leave the Knicks because he didn't want to be with the Knicks. He left the Knicks because they didn't want him back. Right? And I'm not saying that it was a bad decision on our part, but this is why I keep telling you guys there's no such thing as loyalty in basketball. The players should be allowed to do what they need to do without scrutiny. Because a team, they could get rid of you, they could trade you. No one says anything when the team trades you, except, you know, fanboys of that player. But for the most part, you could be traded at any time, no matter who you are. Only 2 players, I think, that was Bradley Beal and LeBron James, have no trade clauses. So I can't be mad at the brother for going back to Philadelphia. He has an opportunity there. I know they made some decisions. They moved off of McCain. I'm not really sure the health reasons why with Philly, but nonetheless, you know, could this come back? What do you guys think? Could this come back to bite us? All right. Could this come back to bite us? And then I'm gonna go back to the article that I had up there. This is TJ Warren and his return to Westchester. Big time salute to the Westchester Knicks. Mellow Mike, if you're listening to this, if you want to call up later, you could call up to explain, your side, because he is like the Westchester Knick correspondent. So we because he pays a lot of attention to what's going on there. And me and him actually talked about TJ Warren, and I said he ain't coming back because the thought process to me was that he wouldn't want to be back in a place where he wasn't getting the time, and he thought that he had a shot to make the main team. So, okay, Mello, I see you. I'm gonna get to you later, Mello. All right, when I open up the lines. But let me tell you something, man. I think that this guy could help. He's a bucket getter. The one thing TJ Warren could do is get buckets. All right. And so once a promising prospect for the Pacers, who was riding high on the season averages of 19.8 points, 4.2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 1.2 steals the year before a small left stress fracture cut his season short. Okay. So that's pretty much has been the setback. Since then, he's been, bouncing around G Leagues, things of that nature. And I'm curious to know, and maybe Melo could explain this, why he thinks he returned to the team. Because he reportedly left unsatisfied, right? He reportedly left unsatisfied with G League because I think he was promised something, an opportunity, and that opportunity never came. But what do you think about TJ Warren making his way back? Right now, the Knicks, we're fully stocked unless we waive somebody, which I doubt. I think this is the final 15 that we have. There's no space to sign anyone else. There's no moves to be made. There's no waiving. This is the roster going forward. So everything is concrete. So now we know that there's no opportunity with the big club. My question is, why did he return to the little club? Okay. So as I continue to smash that like button if you're feeling the vibes of this video and this channel. We drop content every single day. 2-a-days we go live, clips in between then. So we need your support to help close the gap, okay? 58.8% of our viewers in the last 28 days are not subscribed. So that means whatever we have in the chat, more than half of you guys haven't done the good deed in joining the movement. I do appreciate you guys and all of your support as we continue to move closer towards our goal. Big time salute to everybody in the chat as well. Smash that like button, all right? We got to get to 100 likes. You already know what the rule is. We got to get, that's a bare minimum. That's not even enough, but that's the bare minimum. So continue to smash the like button. I see you, JJ. Big time salute to you, Randall, for read up in your membership. I do appreciate it. And he says, oh no, this is actually a member chat. He says, salute Karan, Maxine, and Mellow Mike. Big time salute. We do appreciate you, Randall, and your support. And to all the members, man, you guys held me down. That guy 22 really did, he did his thing. Matter of fact, since we're talking about the channel members, big time salute to Randall. I do want to give a highlight to some of these exclusive members. I want to give a big time salute to Papa G. All right. Miggy P. All right. I think that's Mad Mike. Yo, we got so many Mikes. I think Mike is like the #1 name of supporters of this channel. Like, seriously, it's like we got like at least 8 to 9 that call up. Let's see, Stat Game. All right. Michael Casa. Now, this name I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm going to do my best. Fat Talian. Hopefully I got it right. Wake Up NYC. Travel Vibes. The Wolf Perry. Jade Chosen. According to AP, that's the legend. Big time salute to Jade Chosen. Lamont Jenkins and Jay Rose, who actually had the comment of the week yesterday. I do appreciate you, members. All right. Big time salute. And I believe yesterday we also had Michelle Dennis. I could be wrong. I'm going to double check that. Was the MVP donor on the day. So big time salute to all the supporters. know what I'm saying? We appreciate all of you guys over here. We give big time salutes to everybody. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? And I'll do it now. I like to start off the brunch show by just getting an idea at the landscape of the league. So I'll do that now. I know we don't have no games because of All-Star Weekend. I mean, I'm like what I'm noticing about the weekend is most people didn't like it overall. I think I would lean on that side, but I didn't get a chance to see the rookie game, but I did like the 3-point shooting contest. I like the shooting stars. I really do like the shooting stars. So I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up with the negative criticism. And I thought the actual All-Star game was pretty solid too. Oh my God. Big time salute to my man Pat, the engineer, for donating some more memberships, man. Big time salute to all the new members. Dirty Coach Wrestling, John Quell Anderson, Angela, big time salute. Ibrahim, and CV God, man, big time salute. And welcome to all the channel members. At the engineer, once again, you did an incredible job. I do appreciate the support, man. As always, you're right. I do appreciate the support, man. You're definitely a super MVP donor, man. And I appreciate you helping support the growth of OKF Nation. Okay. Now, if you just got the channel membership, after this show, go to the membership tab. There's so much stuff there. In fact, I'm glad this is a good segue because I was going to talk about this later, but this is a good segue. I'm actually going to do my next unfiltered thought that I'm going to do is going to be talking about the Knicks bench. Remember, we asked the question yesterday that is the Knicks bench the deepest it's been in the last 26 years? So I'm going to do an unfiltered thought answering that question because I said, you know what, that'd be a great unfiltered thought. So big time salute. Now all you guys can partake. Okay. Big time salute to Maxine. And listen, we appreciate the support, man. Trust me, it helps the growth of the channel. Every time we get your support, it's like the fuel to the engine, the OKF engine, okay? So back to research mode. Now, I always like to start the show off looking at the games, but because we didn't have no games with the All-Stars, and I was saying, like, I thought the All-Star game was pretty good, actually. I don't really care about the gimmick of the world versus the US. I just like to watch the best players be competitive. And Ant-Man and Wemby, those two guys, incredible. In fact, if I was the NBA and I want to pivot to something else, but I know they might keep it the same, I don't think the world versus the US made the game. I think Wemby versus Ant-Man made the game, to be honest. And then Kawhi had that explosive performance in that, and I think he had like 28 points or something like that, 20-something points in the quarter. I think that those three elements really made the game. And so I would probably make it Team Wemby versus Team Ant-Man next year. And so that way you don't have to worry about just the international dudes. You can have the best young players going at it. And those who want to play could play and let them pick their team. That's what I would do. Because those two guys are going hard. I love how Ant-Man said, I'm doing the jump ball. That's just the competitive nature. So that's all we had to go by. So I'm going to look at the standings, right? So when you look at the East, we got Detroit #1. Oh, my God. Let me tell you something. I got a foul on the Pistons. But like this, y'all. Wednesday, when I do the debate against the Detroit Pistons fans, y'all going to want to see what I got in store. I'm going to cook them a lot. Like, they're going to have to bring their – you know who they might have to bring? Damn, who's the an analyst for Detroit on TV? Whoever the TV commentator is, you're going to have to bring him for me. Because I'm telling you, man, listen, I got my shovel, and I'm ready. I'm ready to put the Detroit Pistons fans in the dirt, man. But anyways, so look, they're #1 right now. They're flirting with a 0.8 differential. I would love to see if they actually get to that point. If they can crack the 0.8 differential and sustain it, I still don't think they're gonna do nothing in the playoffs. But that'll impress me way more than the 40 wins. That the 40 wins that that 40-13 does nothing for me. Because to me, I thought Cleveland last year was more impressive. But that's a whole nother topic. Boston is the team that we gotta surpass. We already are beating them in the season's standings. The season's series is 2-1 right now. And I think we do got one more game. Check that against the Celtics. But right now, that's who's in front of us competition-wise. Yeah, we do. We played them in April. But that's who's in front of us competition-wise in terms of competing for the second seed in the East. But I'm telling you right now, the Cavaliers has already gained on us. They're right there within the game. And let me tell you something. Those top 4 teams in the East, I think will be the top 4 teams in the East going forward. Now, we got to be on point because Cleveland can pass us. If one thing we know about the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're a really good regular season team. Now, am I concerned about any of the top 4 teams in the postseason against us? No, I'm not. But in the regular season race, nothing is guaranteed. And I still, even though I'm confident we'll win those series, I still would like to get the home court advantage in 2 rounds, at least 2 rounds. So that second seed, I think that we should really try to stake our claim towards that. Now, Toronto as the 5th seed, I told y'all I have no faith in Toronto. The problem with Toronto, and well, not the problem, but the reason why Toronto has maintained that top spot is because Philly is not for real. I don't think Philly's for real. And Orlando has struggled. Because Franz Wagner came back, got hurt again. He's their best player. No excuses. But the Magic have struggled. And it's been a struggle for Orlando. And I'm curious to see if they can rebound and come back from the struggles. Right? Now, oh, my phone's about to die. Hold on. I gotta plug my phone in. Now, as far as, like I said, the Philadelphia 76ers, to me, I know they just signed Campaign, and he's going to help them, but I don't think he helps them establish themselves as like, charges not working. I don't think it's going to establish them as or solidify their spot. I think Orlando eventually will catch and pass the Philadelphia 76ers. All right. And Miami will probably stay where they are. Charlotte, J-Tap, where you at, J-Tap? I repeat, J-Tap, where are you? I told you where the Hornets were going to be, right? They're creeping up. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they stay in the 9th spot. But if they catch Miami, it's possible. Either way, in a series, a play-in game against the Hawks, that's honestly a 50-50 toss-up because Jalen Johnson is that dude. But they could win that game and then put pressure on the loser of the 7-8 matchup. But that's the East Coast. If you want to take a peek at the West Coast, I'm not going to spend too much time. Oklahoma's kind of falling from grace, y'all. It's looking like that, you know, that one and done rears his ugly head again. And I'm curious to see what happens for them in the second half. They went 5-5 in their last 10 games. Now, notice, go up to the Knicks. We're 8-2. And the Magic still, they kind of still 5-5. They're playing mediocre basketball. San Antonio Spurs 8-2. So the reason why I'm pointing that out is because I think the cup curse, I don't think you can use that as an excuse anymore. You know what I'm saying? The cup curse was like 10 games after the cup. But now that we're like at the All-Star break, I got close eyes on Oklahoma. I'm watching them closely to see if they can maintain this. But this, I'm looking at the last 10 games and I'm watching their differential. My fault. I didn't mean to change the differential. But those are the things I'm looking for. Now, San Antonio Spurs number 2, they are definitely a legit number 2. And honestly, they probably are the second best team in the West. I'm not just saying that because they got the second best differential. There was a point in time when they had the 4th best differential. But the 2 other teams that had the higher differential, which was Denver and the Rockets, they kind of dropped off. Now, the Rockets, I think their drop-off is because I don't think the Rockets are about that life. I don't think the Rockets are. I used to think the Rockets were a top team. I don't think that no more. Now, did they struggle with injuries? Yes. But the reason why I'm not giving them that credit is because they didn't have, even though Sengun was out of the lineup for a little bit, Jokic. Denver lost Jokic. That's why their differential slipped. I still think the Nuggets are a top 3 team in the West. And I think that they are a serious team. Okay. As far as the Lakers, I told you I don't believe in the Lakers. They got a 0-point differential. I'd be surprised if they finish the season in the top 6. But Phoenix is a team that I honestly, while I think they're a solid team, I don't know if they are ready to be a top 6 team right now. And that's the only reason why the Lakers are still there. Minnesota, they got to work on their point guard issues. But I think Minnesota should probably pass the Lakers. And as far as the rest of the West, I mean, to me, it's just, when they say the West Coast is better than the East Coast, I'm like, really? You know, you're talking about Portland and the Clippers. Portland and the Clippers, who do you guys think is better? Portland and the Clippers, or the Hornets or the Hawks? I feel like the Hornets is probably the best out of those 4 teams right now. But that's all for my status. So what I'll do right now, we'll open up the phone lines. You want to call up 646-995-8389. Call up and voice your opinion so you can be heard. All right. I still got more topics to talk about, but I figured let me get you guys on the line. We're talking about the Josh Hart thing. I didn't get to that yet. I'm going to get to that in a second. I talked about TJ Warren. I talked about campaign. Okay. And I'll touch on some of these other topics in a second. But if you do want to call up, now is the time to call up and voice your opinion. I'm going to give a big time salute to those in the chat. JJ. JJ, you funny. But I want to give a big time salute to everybody in the chat that's watching. Smash that like button, okay? And don't hesitate to call up to voice your opinion. But if you can't call up, you could always send in a donation, and I will treat your message as if it's a call up and give it the time to contribute to the show. Because I know a lot of you guys are at work. Unfortunately, it's back to the grind. Well, fortunately for some of you guys actually like your jobs. But give a call up, and you can send a donation if you can't call up. That like button, okay? What's going on, Randu? Can you hear me, brother? Can you hear me? Hey, what's going on, man? How you feeling, brother?
I'm okay. Hey, just to let you know,
yeah,
I've been having a problem posting in chat.
Okay.
It keeps saying subscribers only, but I'm a subscriber. I mean,
that's weird.
Yeah.
You a member, right?
Yeah.
I don't. Hold on. Hold on. There's no way to time out. Let me see. Can you time out a member? I don't even think you could time out a member. I gotta check that. So you can't chat in the chat.
No.
Okay.
But other than that,
I'm gonna get to that.
But other than that, though, let me see. What you were just talking about. So,
yeah. What with TJ1 or campaign or the standings?
Yeah, the standings. Yeah, the standings.
Okay. Yeah. We want to go with that.
Like you were just talking about, what was it? Like Denver being a top team?
Yeah, Denver. Yep.
Yeah, top 3 team in the West. Yeah, they definitely are.
100%. 100. Listen, the only reason why they dropped off is because Jokic was out. Like, seriously. Like, if he didn't drop out, I wouldn't be surprised if they would be making a push towards the Thunder for the top spot. Or not, maybe not as close to the Thunder, but making a run to, like, be the second team, establish himself as the second team over San Antonio, or tie with them or something like that. Yeah.
But the biggest surprise to me, I think, has to be OKC. Despite the injuries that they've been having, and they've been having a lot of injuries in the last 2 months,
that's a fact.
They've still been able to win games.
Yeah.
Not as many as they normally do, but
right.
they've still been able to win games.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree.
OKC, we played them in 2 weeks.
They better have their A game. That's all I gotta say. They better be on their A game, because we ain't taking no prisoners. Trust me. Yep. And look, on our side, we don't give a damn who plays. And we don't give a damn who plays
It would
because
be nice if OG would be back for that game.
it would be nice, but man, the defense is looking incredible without him. Not to say we don't need him, but I'm just saying the defense is looking incredible without him. So yeah, they just better bring their A game because we don't got no excuses. You know, and I'm not going for no excuses either. No. But anything else you want to talk about the second half run? What's your prediction for the second half? Do you think the Knicks, do we get into the top 3 seed? Do we get into the 2 seed, I'm sorry. Do we hold on to that? Okay.
Yeah, that's very possible. Matter of fact, you talking about in the NBA or in the East?
The East. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely can be in the top 3. Matter of fact, okay. we are in the top 3 in the East.
The top 2, like, can we catch Boston?
Yeah, Boston ain't that far ahead. There's only, what, 1 game difference between us and Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can catch Boston.
100%. That's what I'm looking forward to. And I honestly, I think we're going to go 4-5 in the next 5 games, man. But I do appreciate you, Randall, man. Great call. And I'm going to try to get you in the chat. I'm going to look in the settings when I take the next break.
Okay, all right.
Big time.
All right, later.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I wonder if anybody else is having that problem where they can't chat. But he's a member, so I don't know. But keep the calls coming, 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, where we at right now. I mean, we got a whole bunch of topics we're talking about. We're getting ready for that big debate on Wednesday. Oh, I can't wait. Yo, I really wish today was Wednesday, man. Like, seriously. Like, I'm painting to destroy the Detroit Pistons in every way possible. You know, even though I am Detroit Fan TV. What's going on, Mellow Mike?
What's going on, Karan? Salute to everybody in the chat as well.
Big time. First of all, Mike, before we begin this call, I got to thank you, man, for holding it down during the 24-hour, the first ever 24-hour stream. You told me 2 hours, you stayed for like 6.
Yes,
that was
absolutely.
important, man. All of you guys, man, that came on, you guys really were a big difference. And, you know, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all of the guests as well. You know, Fritz, Big Dog. Yeah, held it down, you know. So where you want to go? You want to talk about the Westchester side with TJ?
Yeah, before I get started, just definitely want to say thank you to everybody that participated in the 24-hour Knickathon. Everybody that participated, I saw the numbers rising. So that was great news. So congratulations to you, Karan, for making it 24 plus hours. Because after that, you was at went right to Ron's show. It's still Knicks fans,
right.
And I was catching up.
I didn't want to go there because people this case didn't think I did it because I did start a little late, but we stayed on late too, and then I went to Ron. Yep. 100%.
Yes, you did. So you made up your time, this, that, and the other, and then it was like straight over there to the other side because I did connect right after your show, saying bye, you know, with your kid, the last farewell, and then next thing I know, boom, you're at with Ron, and it was a great ending, and and then it was like right to the next show. So I was like, wow, how much more can he go? And then there was a certain point I was like,
machine, brother. The stuff I do, I don't think the average person nor content creator could do, brother. Trust me.
Absolutely.
And Max will tell you.
So definitely wanted to say thank you to everybody that participated, to all the channel members, and to all the new channel members that have joined the show as well. And just looking forward to getting to know the new guys that are coming aboard as well. So the topic of discussion that I wanted to talk about was TJ Warren, obviously, being season ticket holder with the Westchester Knicks. So I'm gonna try to make this brief. TJ Warren was obviously with us all last year, and I believe he played about 30 plus games with us at Westchester. The thing that was going on that was big with TJ Warren is that the Knicks at the time was looking for to fill in a slot, and everybody thought at Westchester at the time it's going to be TJ Warren, number one, and possibly Moses Brown. But out of nowhere, Leon Rose made a different move, took a left turn, and went for PJ Tucker, if we all recall
Right.
last year. So that was the he went with the let's go get a motivational guy in the locker room. So with that being said, it kind of stirred the pot at Westchester, I believe, with TJ, and right from there we didn't see TJ no more. So I
Mm.
don't know what happened with TJ because he kind of disappeared off the face of the map. And all of a sudden, I found out this news last night, and I did reach out to a few people, and they were shocked as
Mhm.
well. So we're looking
Right.
forward to what's going to be, his role coming back because rumor is
Mhm.
that will the Knicks buy somebody out to get TJ Warren in there because it seemed like there was something that was seen to be promised to TJ because out of nowhere, all of a sudden, because he was already with the mentality, I'm going to the Knicks, I'm going to the Knicks. And next thing you know, it just everything changed. Like so
Right.
for somebody to just leave the organization just like that at the G League level, there had to be something behind it. Now
Right.
he gets another opportunity. Is there something that's enticing for him to come back and try to keep his NBA hoop dream to come back again? Because now this is his second stint with the New York Knicks. Is this part two? Is this an insurance thing also in case somebody gets injured down the road that they have somebody that they can,
Mm.
automatically bring into the team? And that's what I think is a possibility. The other rumor that I heard, I'm not gonna hold it much longer, was that somebody had mentioned that they would want to buy out Jordan Clarkson and then get TJ in. But I don't know, if that's anything factual. But
Oh.
that was the rumor that came in there, begin with what's going on. Um, but last season with Westchester, Warren had averaged 23.7 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, almost 2 steals, almost averaged a block in 36 minutes of play per game. And
Mhm.
his efficiency was great, 48% from the field, 35.6 from the 3-point range, and average
Right.
grade on the free throws, 85%. So in all categories, he did well. He did have his one of his best years with the Indiana Pacers, but then I know he suffered some type of injury, and then his stock
Right.
kind of dropped
His
down, and
shot
then
drop.
from there,
Yep.
yeah. So then it was,
So
I guess.
so
I'm
you
sorry. Go ahead.
introduced so really quickly. I'm sorry. You introduced something that was interesting because
Hmm.
one of the things I was gonna say was, yeah, he's not. There's no space for him on the big team. But then you talked about buying out Clarkson.
Hmm.
Now, see, that right there makes sense to me. I don't know how much room it will create though, financially, because I
Right.
think they're right there at the. I hadn't checked it recently, but I think they're right there at the maximum number. And when you buy them out, that money doesn't go on the cap technically. Technically, it doesn't. But
Okay.
at the same time, and also another thing too, you're paid by games, not by the contract year. So
Correct.
like if you buy someone out and you work it towards the rest of that salary doesn't count for the books, then you might then I could see that wiggle room happening to bring TJ up. So hey, that might be the play. That
Could be.
might be the play.
Could be. There has to be something there, Karana, because with the way he left last season and for him to come
Right.
back must be, something that was discussed that, listen, it didn't go well last season, but there's definitely something there, maybe a guarantee through, other channels to make this go through. So it looks like, he's all in. So we'll see him soon. And when I hear anything, I'll definitely fill you in with any updates with this topic of story with TJ Warren, definitely.
Oh yeah, thank you. You know you're the go-to Westchester correspondent. So,
Yeah.
we appreciate all the updates because, a lot of us either we don't get an opportunity to check Westchester because of the wacky
Hmm.
TV schedule, or we just
Hmm.
don't get to go to the game. So,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know, so yeah, we appreciate that insight because Westchester Knicks is a part of the Knicks, you know, family, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things that happen, guys, on these two-way contracts. Like I said, you'd be amazed. Muhammad, came down, Hakporti, um, Dadier, Pacome, and now again, the resurgence of TJ Warren. So it remains to be seen what lies ahead, for our former G League player now, coming back for the second stint with the G League
Yeah.
Westchester Knicks, and we look forward to seeing what it brings. Obviously, it will add depth because we definitely need players because everybody
Right.
that is a go-to guy as far as strength for the big guys at MSG
Hmm.
are lacking at Westchester. So definitely he would definitely be a huge help for the Westchester Knicks, being for with his status, his experience, his
Right.
tutelage that he can mentor some of these young guys. And definitely I think I mentioned this before on the 24-hour Knickathon, was that we have a new team. It's inexperienced. So definitely TJ Warren, I think, will add experience to these guys and mentor these guys in the right way. So that's a good thing, you know.
So really quickly, I'm not sure if you have to go, but really I want to ask: is there like a postseason or tournament that you guys are trying to do? Because I know you said it's divided into tournaments. So is there like another tournament that the Westchester Knicks could win?
So there is a tournament, but I don't know what their status right now. They're second to last. So to be
Oh,
honest with
okay.
you, I don't know how with the rest of the games that is remaining, do they still have a shot or not? Because this year, their ruling is a little bit different too. At the end of a game, during regulations, I have to look back at it. It was a game that took place with Tyler Kolek last season. In
Right.
overtime, it's not dealt with the way the NBA deals with it. It's kind of weird. I have to like get back to you on that one, because I was like, what? When I heard about this rule of how they end games in overtime in the G League. Um, but dealing with as far as their standings, I know that they were second to last. Keep in
Oh
mind
wow.
there's 16 teams in the Eastern Conference and 15 teams in the West, but they had an opportunity to kind of start over from what I heard. Again, it's not dealt with the same way it is in the NBA. So it's kind of like
Right.
whatever happened in the first half, okay, now it's erased. Now they get a second chance, these teams, to kind of get back into it. So I'll definitely, like I said, on my next call, I'll fill you in with the what their status and if it's possible for them to make the playoffs for
Right.
this second half after this All-Star break. Yep, coming soon. I
Because
think
that's what
in
I was
5.
thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like maybe that's why they got him too, like to help
Mm-hmm.
with the postseason run and
True.
to assure that that they have a real shot at doing whatever the goal is. Whatever that may be. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
But
with TJ Warren, you
mhm.
definitely have an experienced player that could put the ball in the bucket. So he's definitely he could put up numbers. There's no doubt about that. It's going to be definitely a big plus for the New York Knicks. The only thing I had that I was hesitant. I did mention this last season is that I noticed a step slow. The eye test, I look at players before I even look at any stats. I'm looking at how they perform on the court. He is in great shape, but it's not about being in great shape. I'm just looking at him now as that first step, driving to the
Right.
basket. So I guess he makes it up in other ways, with his tenure with the league, having to use alternative matters to score, whether it's in the
Right.
post move, turnaround jumpers, picking his spots, and stuff like that. And keep in mind, he is 6'8", so
Right.
he
Right.
can shoot over the defense. So, yeah.
Right. But man, I appreciate you, man. I'm not sure if you got to run, but that's all the questions I got. You expanded my horizon there with TJ and then the Clarkson. That'll be interesting. I ain't gonna lie, that would be interesting.
Yeah, no problem. I'll definitely feel you once I get to Westchester. I think it's was it Thursday or Friday? We have a game, and then I'll
Okay.
fill you in with the other stuff as far as what's going on, as far as with their chances of making the playoffs in that tournament, and anything goes
Right.
on with TJ Warren or with the Westchester Knicks. I'll definitely keep you posted. I'll talk to you soon, Karan, and salute to
Big
the
time.
chat. Take care, guys.
All right. Big time salute to Mellow Mike. That's our Westchester Nick correspondent. He's I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I might do the TJ Warren for Clarkson. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I might do it. I love Clarkson. I would love to have him. But TJ Warren is a bucket getter. Clarkson is a bucket getter. I'm not saying TJ Warren is better than Clarkson, but he's 6'8". 6'8". A 6'8" bucket getter for Clarkson? I might have to do it. What say you? Call up, if you guys want to continue calling up, 646-995-8389. If you can't call up, you could always send in a donation as well. Okay, you can send it to the Cash App or the Super Chat. As my phone is not charging, I don't know why. guys can call up and let me know, how you feel on the matter or sending the donation. But honestly, y'all, listen, I'm telling you right now, I think I'm doing that, man. I love Clarkson. I really do. But TJ Warren is 6'8", man. I'm sorry, I'm biased to height. I definitely am biased to height. So let me get to the next story while I wait for you guys to call up. Max, could you do me a favor? Bring the charger, because this charger is not working. But anyway, let me move on, because there's more topics to talk about. I talk about what Jalen Brunson had to say about Jose. Oh, you know what? Just to massage the Jordan Clarkson point a little bit more too. Another reason why I would do it is because Deuce is coming back. Deuce is coming back. Yes, Deuce is coming back. So whether he comes back in the playoffs, whether he comes back in April, I got Deuce McBride. Now I have a scenario where I got two guys, and Jose and Deuce that could run the show. I technically don't need Clarkson as much as I love him, and I wish I could have Clarkson still, because I just think that he's phenomenal. He's a 6-man of the year caliber player. But if I get taller with Sohan and these guys, I just think that's a win. Uh-oh, I do got a call. Hey, what's going on, June?
You converted me, brother. I was not on the side of bringing TJ Warren as opposed to Clarkson. But the great point is we got dudes coming back. And we can use the scoring at 6'8". I think it's a no-brainer now. I mean, I really wasn't thinking of it that way. Up until you said that, I was against it. Up until you said that, I was completely against it, because they both about the same age. But when you look at TJ Warren, he looks, I'm 45. I look better than him, bro. He looks older. And I'm not saying like he is older, but he got some kind of like old man game to him, which he should. But I think I would have rather Clarkson's creativity, his athleticism. He's about the same age, but he just looks younger, obviously. But I think I'm on your side, man. We got to get him.
See,
6'8" scorer. You're right.
But before we get to the business, I do got to give you a bit, because I didn't start the class. I wanted to thank you for helping me out on the 24-hour stream, man.
My pleasure, man. That was easy work.
As soon as you woke up, you called up. It was you that got 22. Man, y'all was a big help, man. But I want to give a big top salute before I started the clock, man. I appreciate that. 100%.
Appreciate you. By the way, I mean, thank you for thanking other people, but you did all the heavy lifting, brother. Obviously, and shout out to you for doing that. And your takes too, man. Like, you convinced me, bro. I was not thinking of that aspect at all. But that's the thing. This is what helps out, right? Like, bouncing ideas off people, brainstorming.
100%.
That makes perfect sense. Because also Clarkson is just not efficient enough. He's a bucket getter. We need someone more efficient, especially if they're not going to help set up other people and play defense. Like, if he was truly at higher efficiency, I'm not even saying 50, 40, 90, not being elite, obviously, he'd be a starter, but just better at that. Then I think we wouldn't have too much more of a conversation here, or played a little defense, but this is a no-brainer, bro. And I'm going to salute you and be out. Peace.
Big time salute, man. I appreciate the call, June. Salute. Man, that's June. June, that dude, he will always have favor to me, because as soon as he woke up, he called the show. Because he fell asleep on the 20. A lot of people fell asleep, woke up on the 24-hour show, but he called up, and we was having a great comment. We was talking about hip-hop, then we were at basket. It was crazy. I can't wait for the stream to go up. Y'all go binge it. It is all great content. Like, the whole entire 24 hours, it was crazy. I didn't sleep. I didn't really nod off. Not until like the final hour, I started feeling it. And I said, yo, Max, I need that tea. Bring the tea. And then once I got the tea, I was good. I was up for all right, so we signed off the show at 11:30. I probably went to sleep at 3. Yeah, I probably went to sleep at 3 or right before 3. It was crazy. But I got to give salute to the people that held it down. My man AP. By the way, AP, if you in the chat, I'm gonna send Fritz your email today. All right, because I looked back the stream and I saw that you were asking about the email for Fritz. I'm gonna do that today. All right, if you're in the building, AP. But big time salute to everybody watching. You know, we have to get the likes up. Continue to smash the like button. Okay, it's important. We do 100 likes minimum on the show. So if you hadn't hit that button, now is a great time to hit the button. Right? Of course, we're in subscribers only mode. So if you want to be in the chat, you got to be a subscriber, right? So that's the first requirement there, just off the rip. But also, we noticed that most of you guys, 58.8% of you guys in the last 28 days watching, but not subscribing. So we have to close the gap, and you can help us do that. So now, while I'm waiting for the next calls, I'll get into my Brunson article, talking about Jose Alvarado. Man, I ain't gonna lie, the TJ Warren, that made the day right there. That made the TJ Warren right there. I see the play, Leon. I see the play, Leon. I see you, big dog. Leon trying to win a championship, yo. And what I like, if he does do the TJ Warren move, the balance. Now you got 6'8" dudes that can contribute. You got guards still, but now you got 6'8" guys that can contribute. That is the key to a championship. I'm telling you, we're right there. Like, we're right there. Like, we just got to actually deliver it now. And I think we will deliver on it. But when we get to the final, and now you got all these weapons, and you could cycle through TJ Warren, Jeremy Sohan. Maybe I give a young bull a shot, Diawara, just to give me 5 minutes. You know, like, those are the things that good teams have. They have options. And we're not saying TJ Warren's going to come and be the greatest thing ever, but he's an option in the event OG can't go. In the event Mitchell Robinson can't go. We have other alternatives to consider. And that's all we could ask for, you know, from Leon and the guys. And they're doing a phenomenal job. We believe in the young guys. That's why they didn't go out, because they could have got another center. Remember, Nick Richards was rumored. There was a lot of rumors for center trades, but I think we're good now. But Jalen Brunson highlighted exactly why the Knicks needed Alvarado. I just wanted to touch on this, man. Anytime I get to talk about the Brooklyn native, I'm going to. And Brooklyn, stand up. Jose, he's putting on for the town. Trust me, he's putting on for the town. So anytime I can talk about Jose, I'm going to talk about Jose. I don't give a damn, okay? New York Knicks brought Brooklyn and Jose back home, right? After along with their buyout acquisition, Jeremy Sohan, and maybe TJ Warren. Superstar and captain Jalen Brunson was asked about the Knicks guard at his third All-Star weekend, telling reporters that Alvarado will fit right because of his dedication to finding a way to win. I already told you guys, the mentality, the work ethic, he and Brunson are going to be like this. And iron sharp as iron. You know, Jose's a great defender. Brunson's a great bucket getter. They could work together, man. And then I don't even mind playing them together in short stints. You know, I don't think they should start together, but definitely them two together, it's going to be magical. Because Brunson's already guarding the 6'8" guard anyway. So it's not like Jose going to come and change it up. Jose going to guard the point guard. So when we played against Tyrese Maxey, that's Jose's assignment. And then you put Brunson on Edgecombe. Simple. You feel what I'm saying? And I think they're going to work out. He said, dude's great, man. Like, you can say all the nice things about him you want. There's so many nice things you could say about him, but he works hard. He wants to help the team win. That's all he wants to do. But he doesn't want anything else. That's what he told Chris Haynes of NBA TV. Okay? So, big time salute to Jose Alvarado. Getting the high praises from the captain. I think that Jose changes the dynamics of this team. He gives us another guy who can handle the ball. And the best thing I love about Jose is he doesn't allow mistakes to compromise his game. So when he gets the turnover, I got to go get it back. That's the Brooklyn way. And I'm telling you right now, Detroit, man, y'all going to be in for a rude awakening. Listen, Detroit, it's getting spooky out here, man. It's getting spooky out here. The Knicks are getting ready to form like Voltron. And I hope y'all ready for that debate. We got a big debate going down Wednesday night at 8:30. Let me tell you something, Detroit. You're going to have to go get your NBA TV analyst for me because I want all the smoke. You see this right here? Hold on. Let me just show you something. Maxine asked me, yo, what are you doing? Is there a game on? There's games back on? I said, no, I'm just doing this. Just doing this. You see that right there? You see how the other path is blank? I guarantee you when I show you this paper again, that other half is going to be filled right there. You see that right there? I know everything about you, Detroit. I'm studying you like a book. You see this right here? This is like 10 team scouting reports right here. Oh, wait a minute. Do you see that right there? Does that say Detroit Pistons scouting report? That's from the last game. I'm doing my homework, Detroit. You think I'm coming out there slipping and tripping? And then on the Knicks side, listen, Detroit, you can't compete with you see this right here? This is all Knicks. This is, yeah. So, yeah, you could try to think what you want to do on the Knicks side, but you see this right here? This is all Knicks. Speaking of that, this is a good segue. The 82 Nights edition, okay? For all my people who are serious about the game and the craft. We came out with the playoff edition to this. It's called Game Night, the playoff edition, okay? You could go put your orders in now for pre-orders so you get it in time for the postseason, all right? We're introducing some new segments like the scouting report, okay? So instead of having to do this, now your scouting report will be in the journal, okay? And, playoff notes, the whole shebang. Go get your pre-orders in now. So I do my homework, man. Yeah, when I get on the mic, trust me, I come from a well-informed position. And that's all I got to say. Wednesday, be here or be square because it's going down. There's a couple of more topics I want to get into. And by the way, feel free to call up in between topics. I'm going to get to Josh Hart next, okay? You know what? I'll talk about Josh Hart now. Why not? Hold on. Let me get this on the screen so you can see it. This is the call-up number, 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion anytime you want. All right? Anytime you want. I'm going to talk about Josh Hart, though. Because I realized we got so caught up with TJ Warren, I damn near almost forgot about Josh Hart. And you know what? Some of these other topics, we might just talk about it later tonight when we do, what's today, Tuesday? So yeah, we'll probably do a Knicks Nocturnal tonight. I talked to Maxine about it. Josh Hart says this one tweak saves the Knicks season. Now, let me go back to research mode so you can see it. Now, one thing I'm going to say, Mike Brown deserves all the credit. The reason why Mike Brown deserves all the credit is because he makes good adjustments. And he's willing to try things out, sometimes multiple times when he shouldn't, because he just wants to see if it's going to work. What's the best way to try something is to ask you if you do it. You got to do it to see if it works. And that's what Mike Brown does. But Josh Hart said that this one tweak saved the season, okay? Now, last year, we signed P.J. Tucker to draw a connection to what Mellow Mike was saying. Oh, by the way, I don't think I said it. Hit the Linktree /TheObjectiveFan for pre-orders. I just realized I don't think I said the Linktree. The Linktree's on the screen. And it's in the description. But I just want to make sure I let you guys know that's how you place your pre-orders. Anyway, let me get back to it. So, one of the things that happened last year with the mix-up with TJ Warren was the Knicks had a spot. So, this is what Leon Rose did last year. when he made the Karl Anthony Towns trade, he had to finagle the scenario because they were dealing with short money. They were hard capped by the second apron, just like how they are this year, right? So what he was able to do was get away with 12 guys for like, I think, a month or two, because the rules allow for that. Then he was able to make a trade, right? When he did the trade for no, wait, did we do a trade last year? No, we didn't do an in-season trade. No, that's not what happened. What he did was he began to turn two-way guys into regular contracts as a cheat code hack, okay? And then the Knicks had one spot after they were able to free up money, et cetera, et cetera. TJ Warren thought he was getting that spot. May have been promised the spot, you know, and that's just the ills of the industry of basketball. You know, there's no such thing as loyalty. That's why I'm for players doing what they want. Go leave the team if you need to. That's why I don't buy jerseys. I'm not a player guy. I'm a team guy. My team is the Knicks. But, you know, players come and go, right? And they rightfully should. I support that. I support the players doing what the teams do, because the team's going to do whatever the hell they want to do anyway. So if I can go get more money over there or more opportunity, I'm going to go take that. I'm not going to just stick with the team because I'm tired. No, there's no such thing as loyalty in basketball. If you do think that, you're going to get burnt, and it happens every time. So PJ Tucker was brought in to be the communication guy. He's a veteran. And one of the things he said was, yo, these guys, they don't communicate on defense. So that was a simple fix for me. And then once again, Knicks improved communication, fuels their game win streak. Why? My question is, why don't they communicate? Is there too much yes man enabling going on? Is there too much yes man enabling going on? It makes me wonder. You know, are we having real talk? By the way, I'm tired of when people say this to me, because I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they refer to the players only meeting, and I'm like, they didn't have a players only meeting. I didn't address the person on the conversation because I feel like, and maybe y'all could let me know. I feel like, you know, that's kind of annoying if someone corrects you every time you say something. But do you guys think I should correct people just every time? Because I don't mind being corrected, because sometimes I make mistakes. You know, I may say something wrong. Most of my mistakes is I might say something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might say the wrong date or something like that. I might get the number wrong. So that's why I don't mind you saying, no, that's not right. It's this. Because more than likely, I'm just making a mistake. You feel what I'm saying? And that's another reason why I like to put the source on the screen, so I could actually show you better than I could tell you. Because showing beats, you know, I need to see the receipts. That's something that people always say, the receipts. So that's what I come with. I come with receipts. But, you know, people think that we had a players only. There was no players only meeting. Jalen Brunson said we had a conversation before the coach came in. That's it. It wasn't, we didn't tell the coaches to leave the locker room and we got to, no. Simple. I just say, hey, guys, this is what we have to do as a captain. And also, someone said that Brunson wasn't a good talker or something like that. Do you still feel that way? Do you guys think that Brunson is not a good leader? I disagree. I think Brunson's one of the best leaders in basketball, and not just because of the players' discussion, is because I just think that what he embodies with the Master Miyagi philosophy, the fact that he works harder than anybody, and the fact that you see him galvanizing the guys and telling them to bring it in. And another thing I'm going to say, and it may have been in jokes and fun, but I think it was serious. They call him captain. And when they call him captain, yeah, it might be a little joke in it, but I think they really look to him for leadership. And so, you know, it's on him. They go as he goes. But communication is the key. This is what Josh Hart said. Asked by Hillman what was it the Knicks players were individually doing better amid their 8-game win streak? Hart said it was team communicating better as a whole. That made the biggest difference. Communication. The one thing that Deuce McBride said. Big time salute to Deuce McBride. We wish you a speedy recovery, especially with Jordan Clarkson on the verge of being bought out. Deuce, we need you back. But the one thing Deuce McBride said, it was like, we got, oh, you know, another guy too. And I'm gonna get back to that. Another guy too that I think is powerful and pivotal is Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet can create. Like with Landry Shamet's ability to create, Deuce McBride and Jose, do you need Clarkson? Those of you guys that's on the fence, I don't think you need him. I don't think you need him. And you still got Tyler Kolek too. I don't think you need Clarkson. Yeah. I would buy him out and bring up TJ because we know that TJ doesn't really do nothing else but score, but at least you can count on him for that bucket. All right. So we got to make sure we trust each other, like continue to build trust, especially defensively. It was just a lot of communication and trust, and I feel like we've been doing a really good job with that. Very, very important. Hart said that the change isn't only noticeable on the court, adding that anyone close enough to hear players chatter during games might agree with his take on what the Knicks have improved in recent weeks. Like another thing I want to talk about, right? People would make it a big deal to discuss when Mitchell Robinson and Towns were videotaped having an argument on the bench. I said, anyone who makes that a big deal, you clearly don't play basketball. I'm not going to say you don't know basketball. I'm going to say you don't play basketball because when you play basketball, the best friends can argue and become enemies in that moment because the game of basketball is a game that we love and we take seriously. And sometimes you're just not going to see eye to eye. Sometimes you're playing like crap and you know, it's frustrating. You're hurting your team. And so in that moment, you might say things the other person doesn't mean, or you're so passionate about the game, you just see two different things differently. That's normal. That's not abnormal. That's not something, oh, look, there's tension there and there's chemistry. Something my man JJP, NYC. You know, what is this craze with guys having to like each other? What is this craze with guys having to like each other? Oh, man, you got to have chemistry. He brought up Kobe and Shaq. He brought up Jordan and Rodman, and those guys didn't have no personal conversations at all, really. They've been to dinner a handful of times. They still won 3 championships. I think it's a little overblown. So you don't have to have the greatest chemistry, but you can have communication. Hey, I didn't like that you did that. Or, hey, if you do this, it'll yield a better result. And like Josh Hart says, the trust. The trust is important because now you trust in what that person says and you can build on that and know that that guy has your back. On the court, you can kind of hear us talking more like, I'm sinking, I'm sinking. Do y'all know what that means? Sinking, I'm sinking. I got your ex. Like, send him here. I'm in a shift over here. All communication. I think that communication helping us defensively, and that's kind of aiding our offense in terms of getting out, playing fast, and doing those kind of things. Big time salute to the boys in orange and blue. Communication. Communication is essential to great teamwork. Period. And I'm glad that it seems like they got rid of the yes man enabling out. And like, nah, you don't do everything good. You don't do everything right. And that mentality and mind state is why I think we're going to smash the Detroit Pistons and go 4-5 in the next 5 games. I believe in the defense. The numbers back it up. Not just what they say. Not just one game. A body of work. And I think it shall continue. But if you guys want to talk about this, we can. Call up 646-995-8389. I'll be back with more after these messages.
The Objective Knicks fan is officially partnering with creators and brands this year. If you have a product, service, business, or personal brand and you want exposure to thousands of passionate New York Knicks fans, turnkey promotional opportunities are now available. Here's what's being offered. Ad rotations, a 30-second ad placed throughout a full episode, including the opening and mid-show breaks. Maximum visibility with links in the description, reaching both live viewers and replay audiences. Now we have the Business Spotlight, a full 30-minute interview feature highlighting your brand, your journey, and how fans can support you. Includes logo placement in the thumbnail, direct links in the description, cross-promotion across platforms, and permanent evergreen content on the channel. To activate and grow with us, go to linktree.com/theobjectivefan now.
Definitely check out the linktree/theobjectivefan. Let me get it on the screen so you could take advantage of all that we have to offer, whether it be ad slots, and even if you have an inquiry about co-hosting, the email is also on the Linktree. It's info@thisweekinsidethenix.com if you do desire to get in contact with me. Also, what else I want to share? Oh, if you also want to, purchase the pre-order to the game night, the 82 nights playoff edition, you can now via Linktree. Okay, I do got some calls. What's going on, Mike from Harlem, the PA? Talk to me, brother.
What's good, man? I just wanted to congratulate you on your 24-hour stream.
Big time.
I couldn't make it in, but man, shout out to
It's
you
all good
for having the willpower and the health to do that.
Yes. Yes. That was the major key for me. I said, I'm getting this done. We didn't hit the subscriber goal. That's cool, but I'm doing the 24 hours.
Yeah. No, that's an achievement in itself.
Big time. Big time. And the replay should be up soon as well.
Definitely. Yeah, I was tuning in.
Where you want to go?
For the most part. But yeah, I want to say I feel really, really good about this game on Thursday. I already know the excuses they're going to run with, but I really don't care. Yeah, I really don't care. But yeah, they about to get a beating on Thursday. I know that for sure. I'm guaranteeing
100%. 100%. We got the debate on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune in for that. I'm definitely gonna tune in for that. But I wanted to ask you, man, because you do your research with the differentials and all that stuff.
Oh yes.
What you think about San Antonio, man? Because they've been on a hot streak.
They for real, dog. Like I honestly think that the only reason why I will put them ahead of Denver is because Jokic was out and they kind of slid a little bit, even though they wasn't losing that much games. Mm-hmm. But I think that San Antonio, there's a good argument that they're the second best team in the West. There's a good argument for that. But if you also told me Denver, I don't think I would take that debate. I think that's a tough debate to have.
What really made me a fan, and I love what I saw from Wemby All-Star, this All-Star break. Him actually competing and wanting to win. We haven't seen that in a minute. I think he cared. I think he genuinely cared. I think he wants to, he's not just here for a check. He want to win.
That's a fact. He would be, if I was doing the favorite player thing, I don't do that anymore. He would be my favorite player. 100%. Yeah. 100%.
And they look hungry on that team. They got a young team who's they're pretty lengthy and athletic. So they look good, man.
And that's why they beat us. That's why they beat us. That second game is because of that. Wemby took it personal.
Yeah, he did, man. And that kid Castle too. He's good too. He don't play around.
Castle,
either.
Yep. Oh, 100%. He's a huge problem.
Yeah. So
huge problem.
I have a prediction. For me, I feel like when we do make it to the finals, I have a feeling that San Antonio might be on the other side. That's just me. I feel like it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that way. but we also shouldn't be seeing a 7'5" player move the way he's supposed to be doing.
Right, a video game character.
Yeah, we also shouldn't be seeing this type of guy on the court. So I know it shouldn't be that way, but I don't know, man. That whole team got a strange energy around them. Like they look like they really want it. They kind of remind me of OKC from last year, how they have that connection, that bond with each other, and they're good. They're good.
They're like I said, the argument is they're the second best team in the West, if not the third, but still that's saying something. Yeah, that's it. And I want my lick back too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
99. Yeah, I ain't forget, brother. I ain't forget, yo. It could be 100 years go by from around. I'm like, wait a minute, you beat me like 50 years ago. Wait a minute.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. All right, brother. Appreciate you taking the call, man.
Big time salute, man.
Salute.
All right. That's my man Mike from Harlem, the PA. I do got another good caller. I'm gonna let this brother rock out. Hopefully he can answer. This guy, I know he has some. What's going on? D from Los Angeles. Talk to me, brother.
Chief, you good? You good?
Hey, man. It's a great morning, man. Or afternoon. What say you? Where you want to go? I know this is gonna be a great call. I'm just trying to see where you want to go.
I got 2 points. First one about the Jalen Brunson. So Jalen Brunson, Tim Duncan, and Derek Jeter, I consider the same kind of person, right?
Okay.
Stoic, non-confrontational, but demons at their sport, right? Straight demons at their sport.
Right.
Right. And no matter who comes into the locker room, no matter what attitude, whether it's a Steven Jackson kind of energy or a Draymond Green kind of energy, those kind of energies that walk in and want to dominate the space, there's always this subconscious acknowledgement of, yes, this is a quiet leader, and I got to kind of read the temperature. Here's the difference, though, between the three that I mentioned. Tim Duncan had Greg Popovich. So no matter who walks into the room, no matter how you think of, you know what I'm saying? How you think of Tim Duncan, you submit to Greg Popovich's orders. The same applies to Derek Jeter. He had Joe Torre. Same thing. You could come as Draymond Green as you want. Joe Torre is the Don Dada. Now, with that said, Jalen Brunson I think he's the best. I said this last time. I think he's the best leader in the NBA.
Right,
but
you did say that.
Do we know who is the leader of the locker room? Is it Josh Hart? And should it be Josh Hart? Or does Brunson have his own Joe Torre and what's his name? Greg Popovich? Would that be Rick Brunson? Whose vibe is the locker room?
Honestly, my dad, I'm not sure if you remember the 24-hour show, but my dad kind of took a dump on Rick Brunson.
Listen,
he kind of took a dump on Rick Brunson.
I'm not shocked.
I'm not shocked. But I think he would be that guy. Like, I seen him. I think so. You know why? Because I seen the All-Star game, right? And by the way, I pause your time when I interject. I seen the All-Star game where they were in the locker room and Rick was cracking jokes, but like he has a personality where he's like a good guy. Like I don't get like bad guy from him.
Right.
But he's a serious guy.
Right.
But he's also someone that seems to be like a galvanizer in a certain time. And I don't know this because I'm not in the locker room, but I think that that's why he's sitting next to Mike Brown. I didn't get a chance to talk to my dad about this because I let him rock. Because that's my dad one. But and I'm not saying that he's wrong. He could be 100% right. But
I respect his opinion more than yours in this take, though.
Right? No, I know. But I feel like he would be the guy because I know we don't think Mike Brown's that guy.
Right. Now, with that said, to your dad's point, I don't even know what your dad's point is, but my assumption is this. If I'm in a locker room in the NBA, I'm a $60 million a year player, $40 million a year player, and my captain's dad is the vibe of the room. Is that a good thing? You know what I'm saying? Like how do you navigate that?
And once I'm pausing it, because I don't want to take because I like when you you always have good things to say. But I'm gonna say this. I think that if it were a scenario where you had egos, like I really do believe this is like one of the most selfless teams ever assembled.
Right.
OG only cared about his bag. That was it. He's like, all right, give me the 200 million. Mikel, you see the way he plays. He's comfortable with being anywhere on the floor.
Like, it seems like he prefers it.
It seems like he prefers it, right? You know what I mean? Like, if you need me to get 30, okay, cool. But I don't mind getting 2.
Right.
And then Towns, it really kind of irks me a little bit because I feel like I'm a huge supporter of Towns. And like him being like the top 3 center in the game.
Right.
But he'll look like it sometimes, but then he don't even call for the ball. Like when a big man is supposed to be like, I'm here. Give me the ball.
Man, they say fool me once, shame on me, fool me, whatever the case may be. Towns has had 3 chances. You had Minnesota by yourself. Jimmy Butler came through. That was the first time that you made the playoffs. He left. You had it again. Ant-Man came and took your team. So you have, like, we've given you chance after chance. It's Brunson's team. Good luck to you. You're second best player on the championship, maybe third. But no, bro. If you're not gonna dominate attitude-wise, somebody else got to take over. I'm sorry. You've had 100%. Chance after chance after chance. You know.
100%. 100%. Yeah. No, I feel you. And that's the thing though. Like, because they don't have the egos on this team, I think it's cool. I think Rick. I don't think nobody has a problem with Rick. I'm keeping it real. Only because they don't really have egos.
Right.
You know, like
they don't have egos. They don't have egos. You're right. But when like that winning streak, that losing streak that we went on, fingers started getting pointed. When the pressure cooker is on, is when things start popping out a little bit. Like, okay, this is what I feel. Blah blah blah. So I think you're right as far as it's a very selfless team, 100%. But when things go left, you know, there's got to be a center point. And I don't want to go back to what Devo or Dante DiVincenzo said about Rick Brunson in an anger spree, but it's possible that there may be something there. You know what I mean?
My dad pointed out. He pointed that out. Yeah, he went in on that.
Right. Right. And lastly, before I go, the next game against Detroit is not the game 7 of a championship finals, but it is a game 7 of a championship finals.
Right.
I don't want to hear no excuses, Knicks. I don't care. We need to win by 80,000 points. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm not trying to hear none of it. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna holler at you, bro.
Big time salute, man. All right. Big time salute. I let him rock because he's been waiting for a long time to get on the line. Anyway, 646-995-8389. Call up. We could talk about a whole lot of topics. I talked about Josh Hart. He says it's communication. So if you guys want to call up, you can. I also want to talk more about this whole because I think D from Los Angeles opened up a whole new can of worms. And sometimes you guys, you know, when my mind does this. Hold on, y'all gotta see. Y'all gotta see. Hold on. When my mind does this, and now I'm all over the place with my thoughts because, you know, one thought can unlock many. You know, you got Duncan had Popovich. Jeter had Joe Torre. Great coaches. The best coaches, man, in baseball, they say manager, the best ever in the sport, among the best, right? We don't have that. Another thing, too, missing from the fold is that, you know, Jerry Jeter is with cream of the crop. Tim Duncan, All-NBA top 75. Jalen Brunson isn't that. So while we want to put him in that class, is he really in that class? That's just me being the objective fan and my thoughts going all over the goddamn place. I hope that he at least gets the first team this year. Please, basketball gods. Basketball gods, allow Jalen Brunson to be All-NBA first team. We deserve it as a city. Please. Grady High. What's going on? Grady High School in the building.
Sir. What's going on?
Hold on, Grady. Gun clap. Listen, I owe you an apology. I'm sorry. The 24-hour stream is not up there. I've been reaching out to YouTube every day.
Okay.
And they're telling me it's processing. It's processing. I'm like, but damn, it's going to take, 2 weeks to process?
Real,
like, I want to see it. Because I'm going to watch the whole 24 hours back myself.
Same. It's going to be on 2 times speed again. But yeah, same.
I appreciate that. You feel me? So I just want to let you know that was the situation, man. But where you want to go, man?
Look, I want to talk about the last topic you was talking about with the
All right.
gentleman on the phone. I
Yes.
agree. I wrote it in the chat. I believe that Rick Brunson is the man of the house in that locker room. Just his personality type. It
Okay.
gives me the same vibes that Tyronn Lue had when he was with Cleveland as the assistant
Bingo.
coach. That's
Right.
the vibe I get from him. Like, he's like, no, I'm a man. I'm a leader. Like, I worked the same way Tyronn Lue had to work for his career. So he's like, yo, I know who I am. I know I'm not the best. All right, we all know I'm not the best player, right? I
Mhm.
wasn't the best player, but no, I know
Right.
what it takes, and that's the vibe I get from him. I feel like he's the man in the house,
100%.
personality wise, and I
Yeah.
feel like everything the last caller said when he talked about Dante saying what he said, I was like, I feel like that actually proved what our theory is that
Right.
it's
Exactly.
him.
Right. That's a great twist. That's a great, and they apologized and made up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
how do we factor that in? It's
Nah,
not like they still got beef and he's standing on business. They had Thanksgiving dinner. So
true.
you
I think
feel
it was
me?
one of those
So
beef things. He was like, "Yeah, but you out of here though." So I think that's why
Exactly.
Rick. It's easy for Rick to squash it. He's like, "Nah, you gone, homie."
you gone. I ain't got to deal with you.
For real. So I think it's one of those things. But I think,
Mhm.
for one, I'm
Good
looking
point, good
forward
point.
to the Wednesday, to the battle of the fans. I'm
Oh,
looking
yes.
forward to that. I'm
Yo,
absolutely looking
Dunlap,
forward to
listen, I told him, I said, yo, how many of you went on a panel? You could bring you're going to need a panel against
that.
me.
Can't
I'm
wait,
telling you, you're going to need a panel because I'm studying the Pistons. I already did 2 scouting reports on them.
man.
Okay.
Listen,
This will be the
listen,
third
viewers.
one.
This man Karan was one of the smartest students in high school.
Oh,
One of the
okay. Thank you. You
smartest
going in?
students. I gotta let them know. I think you got one of the superlatives that most likely to succeed. One of those things. I know you got that for
I
sure.
got the smartest. I got the
The
smartest.
smartest. I'm trying to
Yeah,
let
I
them
got the
know,
smartest.
Karan.
Mhm.
He's not like everybody else.
Maxine,
Listeners.
do you hear this? Maxine, do you hear? Because she don't believe when I tell her I was a phenom. She don't believe it.
Man,
But
yeah,
thank you. I
man.
didn't. Did I coach you to say that? No.
You did not. You did not.
Big time
You
salute.
did not. But yeah, that's all I
appreciate
got,
that.
man. I'm gonna continue listening. Again,
No
yeah,
doubt.
great job on the 24 hours. Just the
Thank you,
mental
man.
fortitude, more than anything, the mental fortitude. You never started slurring. You never started sounding crazy.
No.
Just the mental fortitude is what I appreciated the most out of everything. So
Thank you, man.
congratulations to you on that accomplishment. Salute to Maxine, the super producer. And yeah, I'm out.
Big time salute. I appreciate that.
You won.
Right. That's my man, Gun Clap, Grady High School. He went to school with me. Yes, I was voted the smartest kid in my school, Maxine. Anyway, big time salute to everybody in the building. Keep smashing that like. We have to get the likes up. We got to get to 100 likes. Okay, that's the goal. We have to get to 100 likes. We're about what 20 something away. That's easy. That's we could get that done, no problem. Also, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button because 58.8% of our viewers in the last 28 days, you guys are not subscribed. So we have to close the gap so YouTube can see in the algorithm that this is the channel that you guys all love to enjoy to watch. So what better way to celebrate that or to acknowledge that is by just subscribing to the channel, okay? Big time. So yeah, we got some things to talk about. I still didn't even get into the other stuff about the second half of the season, but we could do it like this. What do you guys think is going to bring? Well, the second half of the season will bring these Knicks. Will we be a second seed in the East? Hell, could we even catch the first seed? Because the Pistons, I think somebody called it. I didn't stat check it, fact check it, because I don't really give a damn about strength of schedule. Like that's something that it matters, but it really doesn't because we all going to play the same team eventually. So it's like, oh, yeah, my strength of schedule. Now, if you're trying to look at it like, okay, I played a lot of strong teams earlier, and then later on I don't have as many. Okay, maybe, but realistically, you got a lot of good teams that's falling off. So just because what we perceive to be a strong schedule says is a strong, it doesn't mean it's gonna play out that way. So I don't really give a damn about that. And then another thing too, like when I do my scouting report, I'm not gonna give all my secrets to my trade, but if you just rely on the overall like rankings, you're not gonna get it right because teams hit peaks and valleys. Like, okay, perfect example. So the Knicks, we just became a top 10, top 11 defense, depending on which website you go to, right? But we're in like amongst the top 10 defensive teams. If you looked at us overall, or if you looked at us 10 games ago, we was like the number, 17th or 14th, anywhere between 14th and 17th defense, right? But if you looked at those recent games, you would see that we were defending way better. So you can't look at the league. Anytime you try to broad stroke the league, you're probably going to be wrong. Yeah, that's just how it works. You got to pay more attention to certain things, and then you draw from those conclusions. So, yeah, Detroit overall, you guys have been the number one team in the East. But what have you been doing recently, or what will you be doing in the next 10 games? Your team, to me, and I'm not going to let all of the cat out the bag, but has Detroit, I'm just going to ask this question. Has Detroit seen better days? That's all I'm going to say. But if you guys want to continue to call up, you can. We got action-packed show. But what do you guys think about the last remaining half of the season? I'm expecting the Knicks to take off. I'm just telling you off the rip. I think we'll win 4 out of the next 5 games. 3 out of the next 5 games, I think, are top 5 teams. We could look at that really quickly. Hold on. Top 10 teams, rather. Let me see. Cleveland, 34. Can I do the league? Let's do the league. So, yeah, Cleveland is like what? Number 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so the Cavaliers, so that means that in the next 5 games, 3 of them are top 10 teams in the league. Okay? And I think we'll go 2-1 at least. We might get all 3, but I'm the objective fan, so I always got to give room for error. Sort of like what I did when I told you we were going to go 7-2 and we went 7-2. Y'all remember that? So yeah, I really wanted to say 8-1, but we lost to Dallas. I did not foresee the Dallas loss happening, but nonetheless, we did what we did in those other games, and I kind of figured that's how it would go. But this is where we are. Our record against, I could tell you right now what our record against top 10 teams are, but I think we're gonna improve on it. I don't think it's going to be a hindrance going forward like last year. Remember last year, the 0-10. How many of you guys remember what the 0-10 was last year? Oh, they're 0-10 amongst teams, the top teams in the league. Y'all remember that? That was against the Thunder, the Cavaliers, and the Celtics. Remember that 0-10? Well, we already got a win. We got 2 wins against Boston already, so that completely debunks that narrative. We didn't play against OKC yet, but I think when we see OKC, if they're not on their A game, I really do believe in my heart, mind, body, and soul that we're gonna give them that business, 100%. Let me pull up the top 10 record. I just gotta find it. I keep track of over 100 stats, so it's always a journey to find these things. I know we're under 500. But we're making our way towards it. We're making our way towards improving amongst top teams. Like I could give you the 500 teams really quickly. So against 500 and above teams, we're 14 and 16. So we're making our way towards 500. And I'm gonna find the top 10 teams as well. Just gotta remember where the hell I put it. Okay, I think I got it right here. So right now, against top 10 teams, we're 4-7. If we win these next 3 games, Detroit, Cleveland, Houston, we'll be 500 against top 10 teams. Something that we couldn't even sniff last season. We definitely didn't do that last season. So I'm looking forward to the Knicks shocking the world. Or maybe not shocking the world. Because I feel like old media is kind of picking the Knicks to go to the finals. So, but I just want to continue to shock the haters and the naysayers that don't think the Knicks are that good. But I think we'll at least go 2-3. Because I think, honestly, I feel like we have Cleveland's number. I know they got James Harden, who's always a thorn in our side. But we beat James Harden this year. So it is what it is with that. I think Detroit, we're going to win. Houston, that game is my prediction of the game that could go either way. But to be honest, I don't think Houston's playing the best basketball. When we look at the Houston Rockets, 6-4 in their last 10 games. They lost their last game. Listen, you playing against the Knicks, you better bring your A game. I'm telling you, you better bring your A game. These Knicks are for real. Their offense, I think, is going to get better. That's one of my predictions. An offensive reemergence. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. By the way, we're doing better on the likes. We got 15 more to go. So continue to smash that like button. Help us get to our goal of 100 likes. Call up, voice your opinion. Let it be known. Now, if you can't call up, you could always send in a donation. No worries. Whether it's a Cash App or Super Chat, I will break it down and add to it because I know you guys are at work as well. And, you know, sometimes you can't just call up. You can listen, but you can't call up. Okay? So, big time salute to everybody in the building. Let me just stat check something really quick. Stat check, fact check. Honestly, yo, if y'all want to know my opinion, I believe that. Oh, wow. Big time salute to my man, J-Tap. I appreciate the Cash App, brother. Big time salute to J-Tap on the Cash App. Cash App love. He says, thanks for everything. I appreciate everything you do for us Knicks fans. Man, J-Tap, I appreciate your support, man. And listen, this is what my job is. My job is to two things I do. One, I enhance the fan experience, giving you a platform you can call up, have great conversation, level-headed Knicks talk. Not just talking Knicks, get an informed perspective, right? Learn some stats. I guarantee you, every show you're gonna learn something you didn't know before. 100%. That's one thing I can guarantee. You're gonna learn something. Because I learn stuff every show that I never learned before. So, and learning is continual because sometimes we'll be saying something and then boom, TJ Warren comes up. Because that to me was the point of the day. Buy out Clarkson, sign TJ Warren. Facts and fire. So J-Tap, I do appreciate you. Also, the call-up show rules. If you do want to call back, we do have the $5 callback option. I keep forgetting to share this. So if you want to call back, make a small donation to the show, we'll get you back on the line. Now, I saw in the chat, see, sometimes when I watch the videos back, I look in the chat mostly, right? Because I want to see what you guys are saying. And you know what Detroit said? Detroit hater number 2, he said, I will be taking over the phone lines on Wednesday. So Knick Nation, y'all cannot allow Detroit to take over the phone lines. You can't allow it. He's done it before. He called back one time, he called back like 5 times. I'm like, damn. And when and I believe him when he says it. You know, that's Detroit hater number 2, Skywalker in the chat. if you don't know who that brother is. But yeah, it's definitely going to go down. It's definitely going to go down. Hold on. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. My man Mike. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even. Okay, so this is all right. Hold on. Let me check. Let me stat check that. It's funny. I didn't even realize that he called back. So this would be the example of a callback. Okay, I see it. I do see it. Hold on. Let me get my brother on the line. My fault. My fault, Maxine. I didn't even realize he called nor sent the call back. That's crazy. What's going on, Mike?
What's good? Yeah,
I didn't even know you sent the call back.
See how it worked.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it. My fault.
Yeah. Nah, you good.
Glad to have you back on the line, man. So where you want to go, man? The floor is yours.
I wanted to cook with that Rick with the Rick Brunson.
Oh yeah, let's go, Rick Brunson.
Yeah, I don't know if he's good or bad for the locker room. I really don't know, but he definitely, like the way he moved, he reminded me of one of them old school '80s hustlers. Like he could have been in Paid in Full or something.
Right. I agree.
He don't look like he made it to the NBA because of his skill. He extorted somebody and got in there. Like, so
the way he talked, I would be surprised.
Yeah, the way he moved, when I saw him with DiVincenzo and stuff, And the
Right.
way, the way he pulled up on him, I was like, oh yeah, he definitely stuck somebody up in the past. I know that for
Old
sure.
school with it.
Old school with it. Yeah, he came up real. That was too smooth the way he came up. But yeah, man, I don't know if
100%.
I don't know, I don't know what his relationship is with the rest of the people in the locker room. I
Yeah.
think he, from what I see, I think he care about what his son do, what his son get. I mean, as a father, that's just naturally, what it is.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if it's detrimental for the locker room or not. I would suspect so, but from what you guys are saying, the character, everybody in there, people are really, they perceive to be selfless. I'm
Yeah.
not even quite sure, what's the case with that, because we've heard mixed things.
I could explain it.
OG.
I could explain it
You can explain
if
it?
you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead,
could
go ahead.
definitely explain it. OG only cared about the money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
you
the
can
only
tell
thing
with
he
that.
wanted. Yeah, he said, "Yo, pay me my $212. I don't give a damn. What do you want to put me on the floor? Put me over there,
I don't think OG like anybody, like
Right.
anybody on earth, right?
That's how you see. But they say he's a comedian, though.
Yeah,
Believe it or not.
no. I
They
know
say
people like that. They funny. They're the most likable people, but they hate everybody. You know what I'm
right. They
saying?
hate everybody. Right. That's clearly OG. So
Yeah,
that got him out the way, right?
yeah.
Towns, honestly, yo, let me tell you something, Mike. There was an interview, right? And I think it was Monica McNutt. If it wasn't her, my bad. But they asked a question about the championship, right? Something about, do you want the championship, or does the championship matter to you, or something like that, right? This dude talk about charity work and doing charity work. I'm like, wait, what? Now, there's nothing wrong with charity work.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, we're talking about a championship, dog. So that showed me that, he's not like super focused on self-interest. Because you start talking about charity, we're talking about championships and what matters. And I get it, but we're talking about basketball. Yeah, that's great off the court, goals, life goals, give back. I'm for all of that. But when it comes to basketball, come on,
man. He need to be confident in himself. You see, the vibes Karl Anthony Towns gives me, they got this clip of you online where you talking real, flamboyant and whatever. And now, right? We'll stand on it, man. So what? Be comfortable with who you are. Don't come 3 weeks, 4 weeks later on where a reporter is speaking to you and you try to put on a whole, like, a Batman voice. Cut it out.
Are you talking about the one where he talked about the dreams? You talking about that interview, or you talking about another interview from long ago?
No. This is a post game thing where he got on.
Post game, gotcha.
And they're like, yeah. Well, how do you think? And then he's like putting on his Batman voice and all that. Yo, stand on it. Hey, this is my voice. So what?
Right.
You know what I mean? If he had that,
he got the hard punchline. This is where I would say, listen, man, my woman is better than all of y'all, so y'all can talk all y'all want. That's what I would have said. I would have been said that if I was him.
But
you know what I'm saying?
He sounds like he want to be politically correct with everything that he say.
Bingo. And
he's a people pleaser. So when they ask him about the championship, he jumps to charity. Yo, it's not about PR right now.
See, that right there really got on my nerves, but it brought me back to what he said about Kentucky as well. How, he doesn't mind, he's down to be said. He didn't care about the numbers. He just wanted to win. And I'm like, that's not alpha dog. Yeah. I need to be the man energy. That's not that. That's I'm a sidekick energy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then you look at Bridges. I mean, do we have to even say anything about Bridges? Just look at him.
Yeah.
Okay, so and John,
but surprise, let me say this.
Go ahead.
I think looks are deceiving with Bridges.
Okay.
I think Bridges is actually the most assertive out of all of them.
Okay.
Have you watched Bridges? He went on this talk show where it was, they have like 100 people against one, and they debate.
Yeah.
Well, he went on something like that. He was debating like football against basketball, which sport is And he stood his ground against all these football fans. I thought he did. He was outspoken. He spoke very well. And like when we do hear somebody getting called out or something, for the most part, at least for as of recent, it's mainly been Bridges. I see Bridges screaming at people on the bench. I see Bridges telling people, telling the media, yo, this needs to change, this needs that. So I think kind of looks are deceiving with Bridges. But
you're 100% right. But see, that's all team stuff. I'm talking about selfish, where it's like, I don't like this because of me. They don't have that energy on the team. So with Rick Brunson, because from one, Bridges and Hart knows his dad. You see what I'm saying? They know Rick. So they're not going to have issues with Rick, right? I don't think Towns is going to say it. Right, if they do, of course, they're not going to say it. But I don't think that the issue's Rick. I really don't think so, because he technically was demoted. He's not the top assistant. It may look like he is, but he's not. He was demoted. So, and that was well reported. So, I don't know. Yeah. It's my dad though, so I let my dad rock. That's how he feel. Yeah. I'm running with it. You feel me?
It's a weird team. Yo, it's a weird team. Like it's a weird team. Very dynamic. Weird.
Yeah, very weird.
And I'm hoping this could be a weird championship that we win.
Right. 100%. I agree. Team. That's what I want. But Brunson winning that first team makes it a little more normal.
Yeah.
But anything else, brother? You good?
Yeah. If you could, do you think? I don't have to be on the call, but do you genuinely believe that we could do it with Brunson? Is he the key piece, or do we move on?
Oh God, man, hold on! I gotta play the music now. Wait a minute, I'm scared of this question.
Yeah. It's a dangerous question, man. I appreciate you, man, taking my call.
Big time. I thank you for the support, Mello. Mello. I'm Mike. It's too many mics. It's too many goddamn mics, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, salute.
All right, what? You see how many mics we got, man? It's just too many mics, bro. It's like everybody named after Mike. Big time salute to my man, Parrish Duggar. I'm going to answer that question about Brunson. I'm very disturbed by they better win a regular season game or else fans. We got to stop being impatient and delusional. We're capable, not best. We have the 10th best player. Let's just support. I'm going to respond to that. Let me just write this question down. Can we win with Brunson? So I can remember. Can we win with Brunson? Hold on. All right. Now, let me answer this one first, because I appreciate the support, Parrish Duggar. Big time salute to you for the super chat. And it's a great question. It's a great statement. So he says that they better not win the regular season or else doom type stuff. I agree with that. In fact, I was willing to do you could ask Maxine. I was willing to do the debate Thursday night after the game. I was willing to do the debate with we could have lost and got spacked by 30. I still want to do the debate with the Pistons fans, because I know that the one game is not going to equate or translate to the postseason. That's not how it works. So I agree with that point that, you got to win the game, because to be honest, if we lose to get to Detroit and we win the next 4 games, that's a pretty impressive run. Now, I do believe we're going to beat Detroit, but I'm agreeing with Parrish, because that honestly is a level-headed statement, right? We don't need to win a regular season game. You need to win a postseason game. Only time you need to win a regular season game is if you're like, trying to get into the playoffs, or you trying to get a good position. That's when it's like, okay, this game matters. Outside of that, the goal is to coast and maintain your standing spot. So that way, when you get into the postseason, you all locked in, you're ready to go. We don't really care about regular season championships. I know for Detroit, this is going to be a playoff game, because they might not win a playoff game in the postseason. Or if they do win the playoff game, they ain't going to win the goddamn series. I need to see it to believe it. And by the way, because I do a lot of reading, y'all, there's a stat that I'm going to pull out for Detroit. Not a stat. It's a fact that I'm going to pull out. In fact, it is a stat, technically, but about the Detroit Pistons that's going to blow their minds. I'm going there with Detroit. They're going to need a whole pan. I told them, yes, I am Detroit Fan TV, right? I am. But y'all going to need a whole panel of Detroit dudes to go up against me. Bring whoever you want. You better get the guy from NBA TV. But even he's going to get cooked because one thing I got is this. See this right here? This is all Knicks. So if you don't got a book that looks like this, that's all Knicks stuff, yeah, you're going to get cooked. That's just that. That's just how that's going to work. Also, we got to stop being impatient and delusional. I agree with that as well. You know, things take time. The playoffs, listen, y'all, playoffs are coming. And the goal is to have our horses for then. That's when we're going to really determine to see who is for real and who is not. I agree with everything you said. We also got the temp. Matter of fact, Paris Thugger, I'll give you pushback on that. Brunson is probably, if you basing it off of just this season, he might be top 8, top 7. I'm saying just this season, not overall careers, but just on how this season is panning out. I have an argument to put him in the top 8, and I do think that he should be All NBA first team. Hopefully, I'm praying that he can be All NBA first team. But it also starts with the Knicks getting that higher seed. We gotta lock up a number 2 seed at least for Brunson to get that consideration. But I agree with you, man. Let's just support. Yeah, let's not make one game the end all be all. I already know it's going to be that way. If we lose to Detroit, oh man, it's over. I could tell you all day, Parrish. I could tell them all day that, yo, there's no correlation between regular season success and postseason. It's still going to go over their heads, and they're going to be upset. So yeah, I agree with that. I don't see it as a must win. By the way, before I answer my man Mike's question, we got to get the likes up. Let's see where we are. Are we over the 100 like mark yet? No, we're not. We got 7 likes remaining. So please smash that like button. We have to get the 100 like minimum. Okay. And Maxine's not going to let me hear the end of it if we don't get there. So all you got to do is smash the like button on the way into the video. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, because we know that in the last 28 days, 58.8% of you are not subscribed. Huh? Man, we got to close the gap. You guys are feeling the content. Smash that subscribe button so we can reach our goals. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, okay? And the next milestone, technically is 3,000, but we're kind of looking past that. We want to, the next milestone is 4,000, okay? So let's help us get to our goals. And by the way, another thing too I want to add, those subscriber goals, I don't got the slide on here, but for the Fanathon, we're going to keep those. So, 5,000 subscribers, we're going to give away the card, 7,000 subscribers and 8. So we're going to keep that going. All right. I'll have that slide next time, but all you got to do is subscribe. That's it. That's all you do. And then you'll be entered to win the giveaway. So let's get them likes up. Just a couple of more to go. Okay. Couple of more to go. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to answer my man, Harlem, my man Mike from Harlem, the PA's question. And let me just make sure I got to check. See, now I got to make sure I keep an eye on this window here. Because people may want to call back. If you do want to call back, you guys know how to as well. For future reference. We just got the example. But I'm going to answer his question. He said, can we win with Jalen Brunson as the captain? As the number 1 guy. Can we really win it? Now, I keep pushing for Jalen Brunson to be All NBA first team. There's a reason why I'm pulling for that. When we go back to 1958, we don't have a champion in this league. We did it on the show. I'm the first person to say this. So if you heard somebody else say it, they got it from me. 100%. In order to win the championship, you need that first team All-NBA or MVP. That's the rules. The only team to defy the odds is the Detroit Pistons. That's why when Mike was saying, like, this team is wacky, I'm hoping we're wacky enough to go win a championship. And I'm like, it could be not as wacky as you think if we get the first team, because that's just the way the way basketball has been going for the longest now. And us trying to reinvent the wheel gives us very low odds of winning the championship. But the beauty of it, and I think that this is why Dolan spoke so confidently on WFAN about why he thinks his team is good, is because they believe Brunson is the guy. They think that Brunson is the one, like Neo, to take us over the top. And to all the people that's concerned about Jalen Brunson's bag, do you pay a guy that, like Brunson's caliber, $70 million? Yes. Jalen Brunson is elite. It may not look like it, but this is what elite looks like. Yes, he's only 6'1.5", because he's definitely shorter than me, and I'm 6'2". I met Brunson. We took the picture. I was taller than him, slightly. But, he's definitely 6'1.5", but he's elite. He's elite. I know he wasn't highly regarded. I'm going to tell you right now, if they sign TJ Warren and let Clarkson go, I'm not saying TJ Warren is the end-all, be-all. I'm not saying he's going to be the sixth man of the year. I'm not saying none of that. The options that we have on the bench would be enough to justify a championship push. Another thing I want to add to what Josh Hart said, and I think, honestly, this is probably the reason why. Of course, the communication is the improved defense, the 8-game winning streak, fantastic. I think the lineup change. Him going with Shamet, Deuce, Mitch, and playing those 8 guys the bulk of the minutes, I think that was the major key, because now everybody plays defense besides Jalen Brunson. And when I say plays defense, I mean like on the ball. You got some good on-the-ball defenders around Brunson to help protect him. But I'm not going to say anymore that Jalen Brunson's a bad defender. I'm going to say he's not a good on-the-ball defender, but he plays defense. I know he joked once again about saying he's a below-the-rim protector by drawing charges. He leads the league in that. That's a major part of defense. If you can get stops, like a block, right? But a block doesn't also always lead to a turnover or to a change in possession. A block just means you prevented a shot. When he gets those charges, the ball is going the other way. And that could create a 5-point swing, which would give you a 10-point lead that can snowball. So Jalen Brunson does impact defense. Another thing, too, when we talk about Jalen Brunson's there's not too many Denver Nuggets out there. There's not too many teams that have 5 guys that can all make you pay on the offensive end. Most teams got dudes that just are out there for defense, or they're out there for other reasons. We'll be fine with Jalen Brunson. And also, Towns is not a bad defender either. He's not. He's a foul liability. Is he the best defender in the world? No, he's not. Is he the best rim protector in the world? No, but he's better than Jokic and Sabonis. That's one thing I can guarantee. And he's the best rebounder in basketball, which makes him a solid defender, because defensive rebounding is a part of defense. It's the end of a possession. It's the great attribute to have, because if I'm getting defensive rebounds, that means I'm preventing them from getting another opportunity to score. Okay? So if you guys want to call up 646-995-8389, call up, voice your opinion. Let me see what this super chat was. Big time salute to all the people that donated. Also, big time salute to you guys for helping us reach our goal. We got to the 100 likes. I appreciate that. Parrish Duggar says, Sohan and Alvarado can get us over the top with ump. Yo, Parrish, that's what I'm saying. See, I'm glad. Big time salute to my man, Parrish Duggar. He's cooking today. Parrish, that's all I'm trying to say. It's not the piece individually. It's how they fit with the whole. Because now if you add, listen, I love Jordan Clarkson. I think big time salute to Jordan Clarkson. I think Jordan Clarkson is phenomenal. The problem is he's 6'5". I need 6'8". I need 6'8". And that's what TJ Warren is. We're not saying TJ Warren is going to be 6th man of the year. What we're saying is, for that 5-minute stretch, when OG gets in foul trouble, when Mikal is not producing, yo, let's throw him out there to see if he can get some buckets. We know he can get buckets. He's 6'8". He gives greater balance. You can't play all of these guys together. You can't play Clarkson and Kolek and Deuce. They're too small. And now Jose. You can't do it. But now you balance the size with Sohan, with Jose. You still got Deuce. You got Shamit. These are guys that can play. Now, it remains to be seen what Sohan will bring to the table. But Sohan was averaging 11 and 6.5 rebounds. Yeah. How many guys can say that? How many of the guys you wanted us to sign can you say do that? They say Sohan's a good defender. I can't confirm it because I didn't really watch the brother like that. And I don't like the defensive rating metric. I don't like I need to see it with my own eyes. And the good news is we will get to see it because I do think he'll be in the rotation. Maybe not 20,000 minutes, but he could fill in that night. See, now you got, it's all about options. Leon Rose is like, okay, Mike Brown is an options guy. Let me just get him some more options. Yabu clearly is not an option. So let me trade him and let that yield to us getting two options because that's exactly what happened. Big time salute to Fritz, my man Fritz. He actually did a great job explaining the reasons why the Sohan deal went down. Go watch that clip. That was from the 24-hour Fanathon show. And Parrish, man, you're on the money, man. Parrish is on the money. It's not about them just being 6 men. It's about what they add to the collective. You still got Mitchell Robinson. Then you got a young dude like Diawara who does everything on the floor. He's 6'10". He does everything, right? Then you got Tyler Kolek, who's another playmaker if you need him in the event something happens. Then I replaced Clarkson, who's a bucket getter, but right now I got Clarkson, so let's use him. He's a bucket getter. Can drop 20 when you need him, but now I get TJ Warren, who's a taller bucket getter. One thing we know for sure, he can score. If he can't do nothing else, TJ Warren could get buckets. So yeah, we on it. We on one today, man. Definitely. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. This was a really good show. The TJ Warren point really blew my mind. I did not expect it. That's why I led with, it was my second topic. We do got some other topics I definitely want to get into. We also talked about, of course, Josh Hart with the turnaround, the reason why they went on the win streak, communication. I think it's the lineups. And I think with Sohan, it's just like Paris said, it's just another push in that direction. And this is the best shot we've had to win a championship. I want to say 2013, but it's kind of hard to refer to that year because you had LeBron, right? We do got SGA, who's incredible, but you had LeBron. You feel me? You had a young LeBron in his prime with the Miami Heat, with D Wade. That was a different monster. I don't know if we would be. Okay. You know what? Let's put this year over that year because they weren't the favorites. This year, we're technically the favorites to come out of the East, technically, because they had us tied with Cleveland. So it was us and Cleveland. We had the two best odds coming out the East. But Miami was the clear favorite in 2013, 2012, 2013. So I think this is the best odds we've had going back to like any year when that ball-headed guy was not in Chicago. I would put those odds on us. now. And I think that this team has a real chance to win and get to the finals. And then when you get there, you got a 50-50 chance. At that point, I'll pick. First off, I'm the objective fan, but I will always pick the Knicks. Period. Because that's my team. Now, I may not think we're the favorite to win it, and I'm going to tell you, like, hey, y'all, it's going to be tough. But I will always give you guys the real deal here, man. Listen, y'all, we will be back tonight for Knicks Nocturnal. I appreciate all the support to all the callers that called up, to all the people that donated, Parish, J-Tap, my man Mike from Harlem, the PA. We will be back tonight. And until next time, as always, let's go Knicks.